Buyers think it's 2008 and sellers think it's 2022. Who's right? Today we're going to look at the numbers. I'm Adrienne, longtime Florida realtor, and I'm here to help you get your Florida life. Today we're taking a look at a saying I'm hearing going around the country. It is something that's been said in Florida for a while now. Interestingly, I think we are maybe seeing some improvements in this area, some agreement. I thought we would take a look at the numbers and see who's right. Are we in 2008? Are we headed towards 2008? Or are we coming out of it a little bit? Let's look. When we look at single family homes to start with in Charlotte County, we're going to look at months of inventory first. If you're new around here, you should know I like months of inventory because it really shows you the relationship between supply and demand. Sometimes listings go way up, but if buyers go way up as well, if there's a lot of new pending sales, our market will stay steady. Months of inventory shows us, are there buyers for all the listings coming on? When we are under 3 months of inventory, we're in a seller's market. 4 to 6 months balanced and over 6 months buyers. We're on the cusp here if you look above 6 months of inventory. But when you look back at 2008, we had a lot of supply of inventory. We have hit nowhere near 2008, so I'm going to say buyers who think that the market is that unbalanced, we are not there at all. And if you notice, the months of inventory have been coming down. This is good news for sellers. We want the months of inventory to come down for sellers. I'm going to say something controversial here. I think we want the months of inventory to come down for both sides, because when you have a market like we did in 2008, buyers are too scared to buy. That's why you see it going down so slowly. The reason that can be controversial is because months of inventory affects the median sales price. When we look at the median sales price, I'm sure buyers are saying, well, look, in 2008, we were in the mid 100s for the median sales price. Now we're at about 345. But taken out of context, it does look like you want to pay $160,000 for a house. If you remember the context of 2008, if you were a fully fledged adult, then you will remember Enron and all that 2008 made you feel about the economy. It's easy to look back and say, we lived through that. Oh, how hard it was, or how, the emotion is taken away. In hindsight, it seems much more logical that you would have bought every house in the world in 2008. But at the time, it was very scary. That's why I don't always think it's the best thing when we are this off balance, because people just get scared and they don't really take advantage of the market as they should. Look at active inventory. It is going down. That is a good thing. It is also very common this time of year. It's hard to say if this is something that we are going to continue to see, if this is something that really is going to change the median sale price to go up. Because, and this is again the relationship between supply and demand, active inventory is down, but when we look at new pending sales, they are also down. So there are fewer sellers in the market right now and fewer buyers in the market right now. However, there are buyers and sellers. When we look at the closed sales, they are still happening. We still have new pending sales. So it is still going on out there. If you are looking to sell your single family home, there are buyers out there. I can tell you, I get showings on my listings. I see things go under contract. I have things under contract. It is not impossible to sell right now. It is not 2008 for anybody. It is also not 2022 or 2021. And I think we know that because when we look at the median sales price, we see that in the median sales price that it has gone down from that time. So sellers are getting more and more realistic and dropping their price, but they're not dropping it to 2008 values, because that would just cause a feeding frenzy on that home, and that would be ridiculous. We're just not in 2008, but we are also not in 2021, 2022. If we look at condos, townhomes, villas, Same sort of thing. The amounts of inventory are nowhere near what they were in 2008. Now, this is where context gets very interesting, at least to me. In 2008, if you look at just general that when the year built is on most condos, townhomes, and villas in our area, there are so many that were built in 2007, 2006, 2005. We saw a big rush on them in the last boom. And then in 2008, a lot of developers abandoned them. We are not seeing that now. Now, there are a lot of people selling their condos. You can get great deals on condos right now. But it was much scarier, I think, in 2008 because there were so many that were just flat out abandoned, never really sold, or people bought them for investment, but then they couldn't sell them. It was a very different situation. Condos can be scary now. A lot of them have been through a lot of insurance and issues after Hurricane Ian. They are coming out of it right now for most of them that I run into. A lot of them have new roofs. A lot of them have worked out their assessments already. I think it's a great time to buy a condo. I don't think it's going to stay forever. If you look at this chart, it was very scary, I will tell you, in 2008, and that did not stay. Nobody has ever liked condo fees. Everybody in my entire career has complained about them. However, when you do the math of what it takes to take care of a single family home and to pay condo fees, it's often very similar. Often. If not, sometimes less expensive. And that shocks people, but it's true. If we looked at new listings, those are also somewhat down in condos. Again, not unusual. The median sales price is down from 2021. It is not where it was in 2008. We had a ton of foreclosures in condos in 2008. We don't really have that right now. That did drive up, speaking of condo fees, when you have a ton of foreclosures or empty condos, the people who do own the condos end up paying for the empty ones. So it can get kind of hairy in that. In 2008, it was rough for condos. So if you're looking at this thinking, well, it's rough now, it's hard for me to say when was rougher, but it was rough. New pending sales are down a little bit in condos, but again, it is the time of year. Listings are down, pending sales are down, but they're still happening. If you are interested in buying or selling real estate, I am happy to help. Please book a call with me. If you're thinking about listing in January, I highly recommend we start talking now. We can get that set up, ready to go. Of course, you can list before then, but I know a lot of people wait till January, and it is a good time now to get it going so you don't have to deal with it during the holidays. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.